Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Linda Vista Live. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Frannie Esparza, your host, and of course, as always, my co-host, Mr. José
¿Qué
Quiñones.
pasa?
Welcome, welcome. And we have a wonderful guest today, Mr. Ed Stratton of Stratton Mortgage. Hello, sir.
Hey,
How are
how's
you?
it going?
Good,
Good.
good. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself for people that don't know you.
Yeah, so I'm Ed Stratton. Got 5 kids. You might see occasionally around town. I'm the one that like everybody looks at because it's like a scene. It's like how many more people are going to get out of that car. Done a little bit of everything on my journey to where I'm at now. Right now, I'm really passionate about real estate, and I'm a loan officer. I have a branch here in Millsboro, Delaware, and just kind of trying to grow that with my group of people and bring as many on the journey as I can with me.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. And before we jump in, I just wanted to do a quick little blurb. Linda Vista Business Services is an incorporation specialist that specializes in filing all of the necessary paperwork for your company. That's LLC, tax ID, business license, and your operating agreement to get your bank account up and running. And we are coming to you today, sponsored by Linda Vista Real Estate Services. If you're looking for a knowledgeable agent, give us a call, 302-313-1600. Let's jump right into it. So, Ed, I know we've got a little history with you, and we know you a little bit. For those who don't know, tell us a little bit about why you became an entrepreneur. What caused you to jump into this?
So it's that mindset of constantly wanting to improve and like that unlimited potential. You know, like I had worked at a bank before where, I was just a manager and just moved my way up along the lines. I'd been manufactured and moved my way along the lines, but I wanted to be able to like create something, to create my own culture and to, have that unlimited potential of where you could go with it. As an entrepreneur, I feel like you're somebody who wants to build something.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like I'm gonna build an actual like physical material or something. You might build a system or a team or a product, but it's just that desire to create something that was different.
I like that, desire to create. And there's no cap, right? Like there's no ceiling as
No.
an entrepreneur.
I mean, as much energy as you have and time and your skill set of what you can build, it's just you can go for it. If you want to work 100 hours a week, you can do it. I don't want to do that anymore. But it's unlimited potential what you can create, and you don't have to just create one thing. Generally what I find is you dive into something and you find another opportunity because of what you dove into
This is
and
true.
kind of build it all in. That's
is
what I
true.
see in a lot of entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah, yeah.
As I hear you talk, were there any resources that helped you along the way?
So there really weren't, when I was kind of getting into it, there weren't any like clear resources of like form an LLC here, do this, or, with that, my greatest resource was kind of the circle of people around me. I brought in some people they'd created something. They were entrepreneurs. They had built something. Jose and I talked so many times about stuff that he's done in real estate and things like that, and just to learn from them. And then, found a really good CPA, which is huge if you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Like
That's like key.
Yes.
key. Like you can get into a ton of trouble
Yes.
without them.
Yes.
And then you can find out how much trouble you're in when you get one. But it's
Absolutely.
really key, and just to start building those great people around you, because most of us as entrepreneurs, we're everywhere.
Yeah.
Like we see ideas, we go after them, we build. Like we need to put those guardrails in place of people that we can trust that handle different little pieces that we don't do well ourselves. Like I see so many people that have businesses that they lose money. They don't even know they're losing money because they're just having fun and they're selling stuff or they're doing whatever they're doing and they don't understand what's happening on the back end.
That's a great point.
You just made me think about something. I don't know any other human being on the face of the earth that when they call me, when my phone rings, and I see my accountant's name come across that phone, it's the only individual that will make me straighten up and be like, okay,
What's going
why
on?
am I clearing my throat? It's just my accountant. Why am I clearing my? That's the only individual.
Yeah.
It's like I love you, but I'm scared of you.
But don't
Yeah.
call me.
Yeah.
Right,
I need one call
that's
when I'm
right.
filing my taxes. I don't want to hear from you again.
Actually, you should call me just to warn me that you're gonna call me. Let me
Shoot
prepare
me a
for
text,
this.
let me know. But you're absolutely right. The circle of people that you have around you, especially as an entrepreneur, to delegate those tasks. And like you said, about being passionate about what you're doing, that's your passion. That's it. That's all is you're having fun with what you're doing. You don't know anything about taxes. You don't know anything about, business insurance or what have you. So you kind of delegate that. For us in the real estate world, it's connecting with the right realtors, connecting with the right lender, mentors, the group of people that's going to help you elevate.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Now, with that being said, obviously this isn't easy. This is
Correct.
challenging. What do you feel is the biggest reason why people fail or give up when they jump into being an entrepreneur?
They underestimate the amount of effort that you have to put into it to succeed. You know, like we all see the like
Yeah.
social media success that everybody has and the things they get and all
That's
those.
right.
Nobody goes on social media and posts about all the stuff that sucks in their life. You know, like none of us do it. I try to occasionally, but it's underestimating the effort that it's going to take.
Yeah.
And then also too, not bringing the right people in your circle and
Yeah.
not setting up the base the right way.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many things that they start off as great ideas or it's a great person, but they don't build the right foundation. You know, as you build your house on sand, eventually it's going to fall.
That's right.
You know, so it's
Absolutely.
really just building that right structure with the right people and everything from the beginning.
Absolutely. I totally agree. That's definitely, I think, the biggest thing for a lot of entrepreneurs is, not connecting with the right people. And like you said, you build it on a weak foundation, it's going to fall apart.
And do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you might start out, like, understand that you might not make money. You probably won't make money for a little while when you go out on your own or you really take that leap. Like, there's a good chance, like, you're not going to make money when you start, but you're not in it just for the money. You have to have a great big why of why are you doing this? It's going to drive you through the days where you're like, you know what, I could just go back and take that 9 to 5
Yeah.
because I'm guaranteed to get a paycheck. It's not as stressful. And at 5 o'clock, I can shut off all the emails and I don't have random people calling me, complaining about stuff and asking questions.
And I believe that that's one of the best advice that any current entrepreneur can give an aspiring entrepreneur. Just like the interest rates right now, it is likely that the Feds will increase interest rate. It is likely that you will not make any money your first few years. Like, I want to scare you. It is likely. And if you can be prepared for that, you'll be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Embrace yourself for what's to come. But yeah, absolutely. You mentioned something that I wanted to touch on really quick. It's easy to think about going back to the 9 to 5. And I connect with that because so many times, because it is overwhelming becoming an entrepreneur in this industry,
Oh, yeah.
it's demanding. Like you wake up in the morning, you're going to sleep, answering emails and taking phone calls. And it's, sometimes I think, man, it's so easy to just work 9 to 5 and shut everything off at 5 o'clock and be done with it. But it's, it's just not what I want ultimately. So,
And it's the tough thing when you're an entrepreneur, it's your name behind it. You know, like, so like, if it's like some other company's name or something like that, you're on that 9 to 5 and like there's this huge issue, but like, it's not really my responsibility at the end of the day. It's 5, I'm going home, I'm not dealing with it. When it's your name on that line and your reputation, like, you're not going to bed. Like, you might have resolved the issue, but you're going to think about it that night. Like, did I do it right?
For sure.
You know, is there anything that's going to happen tomorrow because of this?
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
it's that piece that comes with that territory.
There'll be plenty of nights that it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You're like,
Yeah.
you're like, wake up. Right?
Did I send that out?
Oh, yeah, especially in the real estate industry.
Yes,
I get those all the
absolutely.
time.
What is your unique skill, superpower that has helped you build your business?
I really don't think I have a superpower. I'm a grinder. Like, I'll outwork you. Like, I will put in the time, I'll put in the hours, I'll outwork you. No one's going to outwork me. And then it's putting the right people around you because in understanding it's not all you.
Yeah.
Like, putting in that effort, but when you find great people, take care of those people. Like, pay them more than what a fair wage is. Like, my mindset is like, I would hate if anybody that works for me ever came and asked for a raise because if that happens, I failed it. You know, because if they come and ask for a raise, like we just got to end the relationship because I didn't see the value that you had. Like if you have the value you need a raise, we're making it happen before you come ask.
Yeah.
You know, like take care of the people that are with you because that's what's really going to project you long term is the right people around you, the ones that, when you're freaking out about something at 7 o'clock at night, they handle all the other stuff for you.
Got
That's
your
right. And
back.
if you can't find how to give them a piece of the pie, of the future pie,
Yeah.
work with me and help me grow.
Yeah, like give them some, make them feel like they have some ownership of this because there's people out there that are not going to be entrepreneurs and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like that, they're just not made for it. But still, if you can take a little bit of that spirit and put it on them by give them a small piece of the pie or some incentive to growing this with you and really get them to buy into your entrepreneur vision, it's going to go so much further. And just like to see them fueled by your passion that you have of what you're building, it's really an awesome experience.
It is.
Yeah, they're definitely invested into you as as part of your team and helping you grow, and they acknowledge that they are a key piece to help you grow.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's great advice. I'll outwork you. I love that.
yeah.
I love that.
It takes no skill to outwork somebody. You just got to put it in. And then, I'm big on systems. So like once we find out something works and flows, like we put in a system so that we can continually have the same outcome with the same experience. In real estate, it's really important. the world moves. It's all crazy. No two deals are the same. But if you can deliver the same experience consistently,
Yes.
it's going to set you apart.
Yeah. Especially when you see what works, what
Yeah.
works, what's making us reach these goals and continuing to flow everybody through that same system.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love
Definitely.
it. What do you think is the worst and best advice that you've ever received?
So the worst advice I ever received was probably be careful, because fear is a good thing, and I always used to think like, be careful, go take the safe job, make the safe choice, those kind of things. And I think back of like, if I had taken some of these risks earlier, where would I be now? Like, I can't change that, but if you think back at that, and I kind of use that in my mind when an opportunity comes, it might have some risk for it, of like kind of keeping that same growing mentality of like, take the risk, go for it. Like, don't always play small. Don't always be cautious. Like, there's times to watch and stuff like that, but just the flat advice of just be careful. I don't like it.
You're absolutely right. I always feel like they're trying to instill fear into you. Like, ooh, you're going to do what?
And you'll see it from a lot of people that aren't chasing their dreams.
Yes.
Like, a lot of the people that tell you that, it's because they are scared
Mm-hmm.
and they see that you're not scared. So they try to like put a little bit of that fear on you and stuff like that. But no, like, just
And
go for it.
I'll tell you, lots of time it comes from a good place,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And it'll come from people that you have seen go out and chase their dreams, but for some reason stop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you hit, and that's why as an entrepreneur, you have to be real mindful of the information that's coming in because they coming from a good place,
Yeah.
and you have evidence
Yeah.
of seeing them go for it and stop.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So then it becomes so real that you're like, whoa, I need
Yeah.
to slow my horse down. But no, right? Because their journey was their journey. You take it and you run with anything that's good from that you can take to build yours.
Yeah. Yeah. And just because somebody else failed doing it does not mean you're going to fail. Like, you got to wipe that. Like, you are different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, learn from what they failed on. But just because somebody else failed or couldn't accomplish it doesn't mean you can't. Like, if everybody had that mindset, look at all these great accomplishments and things that have been done in the world, like people going to the moon, things like that, they would have never happened.
But I don't know. It just I'm drinking some kind of different Kool-Aid, right? Because this is what the way I think now is that there's no failure. You either win or you learn, right? So even if you start a business and you hit a roadblock, you pivot. But I'm not going to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not going to stop. I might start it out being a carpenter, but I ended up being a bricklayer.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I didn't stop.
Yeah.
So either you win or you learn.
Yeah.
That's just no,
And
failure is not an option.
And a huge part of it is like, it's a win just putting the action out there, just going for it and trying to do it, Like, there's so many people like that get concerned, like, if I go out and try this and I fail, what are people going to say? Who cares? You were the one that took the risk and tried it, and you learned something from it, you're going to keep going. I was just talking to a buddy of mine who owns a couple restaurants, and they launched a new restaurant, and it was a failure. And he was like, man, people talked all this crap about it and talked bad about it. And I was like, look, you took the shot. It didn't work out. You learned a lot from it. You can implement it the next time you try to do that. And he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just that mindset of like, like you said, there's no failure. You win or learn.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be that old dude in the bunch with lots of stories while you over there listening to me.
Never taking a step to do anything. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you see all these great, all the great entrepreneurs, all these billionaires, all these, successful people that they've probably failed more times that they've won, but the times that they've won have put them where they are now.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure they have stories as
But
well.
even us right here, I guarantee you that if we went and on a piece of paper, the learn column is
We would
going
have
to
a
be
list.
8 times as
Yes.
big as the win
Yes.
column.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of my learning was through different 9-to-5s. Like a list of them, of little things you took along the way of like that built you so you were ready. Because I think that is, for some of us, it's a necessary part of our evolution to become an entrepreneur is like that 9-to-5. Like,
That's
it's going to teach you to love some stuff and hate some stuff.
It does. It teaches you along the way. And that's very funny because Jose and I both have a history of, didn't you used to work here? Oh, you used to work there too, right? You work. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you how many jobs I've had. But when you have that entrepreneur spirit, you're never going to stay put in one place. It's not going to happen.
It's not, and I remember, right, to this day, people like, wait a minute, like, yo, you used to sell cars.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, but wasn't you a
What are you
counselor?
doing now?
Like, you know, it's okay, man.
And that's all right.
Stay out of your own way. Just keep going. Go get what's yours, man.
That's all right.
So I do have another question for you. You know, what quote or saying do you live by?
To bet on yourself. You know, that's the biggest thing, and that was huge for me. You know, because I would always like, if I was going to go do something, I'd go seek the approval of other people, of like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Or like, you know, I'd go take the safe choice.
Yeah.
But in actuality, like if you truly believe in yourself, nobody's going to work harder than you. Nobody's going to care as much as you. So bet on yourself. Take that risk. Like you have one life. Like why not try to make it this great, amazing life? Like why play it small? So go out there and bet on yourself. You know, you control your destiny when you bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Like nobody else controls it. If you want to go work for somebody or you want to take somebody else's advice and do what they say, they might control your destiny, or their decisions might control yours. But if you go bet on yourself, you control your own destiny.
You know, I got to say, even before we started the show, right? Today, I love my tribe. I just have to say that out loud because the conversation all day has been about, hey, the biggest roadblock that we have to betting on yourself is fear of judgment. And we found out as we were talking, every shot that we didn't take, it was because of the fear of judgment. Mm-hmm. So now we've gotten to the root cause. Let's deal with that. Yeah. So we can go get what's ours. You know, like at the end of the day, it's fear of judgment.
Yeah. And what does it matter about what those people think?
Yeah.
Like honestly, like you look through like high school, like how many of those people like are doing the same thing or the successful ones or really matter in your life as much anymore? Exactly. Like you go through each thing and like, you know, you've got to just shut that stuff down.
It's like an awakening, isn't it? Like you realize, like Jose said, we've gone through, you know, past experiences and we're like, wow, could you imagine if we had been fearless and doing that? Yeah. And we were only at 40, 60%. Imagine if we were fearless at 100% pursuing that thing we were pursuing.
You know,
we'll kill it.
Now I just want to flip this table, right? Because I'm just saying that. I'm like, damn, I'm not 100% yet. You know? Shoot,
and
man.
no, I don't think anybody is. I think everybody suffers from that, you know, that complex of people. What are they going to say? What are they going to do? What if I look stupid?
Yeah. What if I sound dumb? Like all those different things.
Right.
Like
it's just a constant.
It's never too late. It's never too late. However, for those individuals, young, go get what's yours now. Mm-hmm. Right? Because things get tougher.
Yeah.
You know, you get 40, 50. You know, there's just so many things.
Yeah.
But now I got to be careful.
Yeah.
Right? Be smart what you're going to choose.
Yeah.
You know, be smart because you don't got a lot of time, buddy. You know? Like there's some priorities now.
Definitely.
They take precedence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, definitely as you get older in life, different things are added to your life that, you know, can make that be careful part really, really hold more weight in your life. But I say still go get it, Jose.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Even
Don't
when you're
play with
70,
me,
80, go get it. Go get it. I don't think Jose's ever going to sit down. Just an FYI.
You know? Shoot, because I see opportunities everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I see a T-shirt up, you know, squirrel. Let's go. But I got to stay focused. Stay focused.
Yes.
You know, you got sons, you know, convince them to do it and play a part in that.
But that's one thing I can say about yourself, Jose, myself, and anybody else who's, you know, becoming an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur is we all have that spirit. You know, it's a constant, and don't ever lose sight of it. And, you know, I had somebody recently say, Frannie, I've been dreaming about it. I've been thinking about it. I can't go to sleep because I'm thinking about this thing I want to do. Help me. You know, what do I do? And I'm like, let's do it. If you cannot stop thinking about it, and it's calling you, why not? And I think that we're going to die doing that.
Yeah.
I think all of us are going to die doing that.
At this point, ain't no other way.
No other way.
And one of those things with fear is the longer you delay that activity that you're scared of, the bigger that fear piece grows.
Yes.
So, like, I've kind of adopted the mindset of my life and trying to bring it into my family. Like, if we're scared of something, we're doing it.
Yes.
Like, we're doing it. Like, you're going to go chase that fear. And it's kind of, you know, like if a storm's coming, you know, if you run into the storm doesn't last as long. If you run from the storm, that storm's going to be with you for a long time.
And you're terrified the whole time you're running.
And you're running from that storm. But if you run head on in that storm, you run right through it. You know, so it's anything that you're really scared of, like, you know, make smart decisions, look around, but like chase what you're scared of.
That's right.
Like,
And now, no one is telling you that when you run into the storm, you're going to come out without a scratch.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're going to get banged up.
You're going to be tore up. Yes.
But it's going to be so,
yeah.
the reward.
Yeah.
The reward on the other side is unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You see, let me stay focused.
That's awesome.
All right.
This is some good stuff. I think my takeaways from this is you have to have a desire to create.
Yeah.
That's going to be your passion. You know, what you're passionate about. You got to have a good circle of people around you to be able to handle the stuff that you can't handle, because you got to focus on your passion. And man, the biggest thing, do the thing you fear right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Don't prolong it. Don't run from the storm, because you're going to be running scared the whole time. Just go for it. Love it.
And for me, you said this, which is, I have never met anyone without it, but I have met many people with not wanting to execute on it because of fear, which is the desire to create.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I have never met or sat with someone that after we get into a deep conversation, there's just a desire to create.
Mm-hmm.
But the fear of judgment is so heavy that they never execute on that.
Yeah.
Man. So that's a big takeaway. And then, of course, create culture.
Yeah.
You didn't say make money. You didn't say I want staff. You said create culture.
Create culture. Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Because that will outlive you.
Yeah.
Creating
That
culture
legacy.
by any means necessary. When you are being doubted, when you are being mocked, when people are scratching their heads about your move right in front of you, stay focused on what you truly desire. And you spotted, right? Because
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about
I've been there. I've been there.
You
Like,
can connect.
You just got to, you have to,
Yeah.
because it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be long term.
Yes.
You'll be able, just like you're saying, now you've duplicated yourself because you've created a culture. Now you can step off and move on to
Yeah.
other things,
Yeah.
while the ones that you have empowered around you with love can continue to build theirs. And it feels so good to see those around you
Mm-hmm.
start building without you.
Yeah.
Hear what I'm saying? It feels so good to see others around you built without you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get the most excited when me taking a risk and chasing something inspires somebody out, and they shoot me a message or something like, "Hey, look, I've been thinking about doing this. I'm like, go for it." Like when you chase your fear and you do stuff, and like the people around you that are part of it see it,
Mm-hmm.
it helps them with that fear a little bit to push them a little bit further. And you get the opportunity to watch them build and do something without even having you involved,
Oh,
to
yeah.
chase their dreams
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and stuff.
That's the truth. That's the
for me,
truth.
because I've been on both ways, right? But for me also, it's not envy, right? Because I'm chasing my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too focused on mine. Good for you. Go do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Go chase yours. That's your dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just so grateful that I played a part in it.
Yeah. We even play a part with people that will never tell you that you've played a part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll never tell you, "Hey, I've been watching you and you inspired the hell out of me."
Yeah.
They'll never tell you that. But just know that you do.
There's a ton of people that you'll find. I've had people from 5-6 years ago that we worked at a job or something together and have seen, part of my journey and the things like that. And they're like, "Man, it's really inspired me. I've been meaning to say something forever, but I just
Yeah.
never did." Or like you run into them at a store and
Yeah.
like they share.
Yeah.
It's something they saw that you did really help them with their
Absolutely.
life or made them take a risk or make a career move.
Absolutely.
And then I think one of you had mentioned that, some people don't know what you've been through, but once somebody has a conversation with you, I know they're going to be like, "Damn, this brother been through some things."
Yeah.
You don't even have to
No,
tell.
Yeah.
They know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I've been on food stamps, took in and raised my wife's brother when he was 14. I wasn't ready for that at all.
Yeah.
Just been through some stuff, worked jobs that I hated, jobs that I loved,
Yeah.
made very little money at a lot of them.
But you know what? Jose and I just had this conversation. You make it look good.
Maybe that's my superpower.
Yeah,
I
you
can make the
it
struggle look good.
There you go.
Yes,
There you
we
go.
just talked about that. People don't know, but the way you get into your flow and you start doing things is just so smooth that people would never know. They would never suspect. what was lying underneath.
Yeah, I would buy cars and flip them to make enough money to provide. I mean, I am not a huge fan of pizza anymore. I still eat it, but literally to feed my family, we ate $10 pizzas to feed the family
make it
for
through.
some time. Yeah, it was
And
just
that's
all
the
part of
way
the
it
journey.
is. That's the way it is.
That's how you develop grit, you know,
Exactly.
like that piece that like nobody else can take from you.
And you need that.
You're a bad boy, man, and that's why I love you, man. That's what's up.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you so much. This has been amazing. We have walked away with so many takeaways, and we're so happy to see you again.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, so thank you for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us as well.
Thanks for having me, guys.
peace.